I think the media is getting more disingenuous. I know, I thought that was just an impossibility at this point in time. But check this out. There was a rather violent beating that was captured, not that long ago, at the beginning of the month here. Florida student arrested after video shows him beating up a 9-year-old girl. And they got a nice little picture right there that is allegedly representative of what you can expect, just a kid, cocking back to throw a punch at another kid that's all covered up. Okay, if you've ever been on a school bus, and I've only been in a handful of fights, and a couple of them took place on a school bus, so that's not exactly an uncommon sight. But they got a couple of the details wrong. Old Zuri Anderson, it's probably a woman, I don't really know. If we're doing some misrepresentation, might as well go whole hog on this. But she could not have got this any more incorrect. A 14-year-old student arrested in vicious attack against a 9-year-old girl on a Florida school bus. Principal advises victim's mother to withdraw her children from the school. So you have to go to the Atlanta Black Star. Oh, and happy Black History Month, by the way. You have to go, yes, to a racially charged paper in order to get the clarification. Some good journalism that's out there. A mother was in disbelief after she sent a viral video of her 9-year-old daughter. What could a 9-year-old have done to deserve this absolute decimation on the school bus, okay? I can't show you the video because YouTube's all flumpy when it comes to striking different content for violence, or especially against a kid. The best I can do is probably that still right there. If you want to take a look at the video, you sickos, okay? I think there's a link to one inside this article as well, but you'll just have to do with the explanation and the illustrations, verbally, that is. But alright, we'll just run this back. Mother is in disbelief after she sent the viral video of her 9-year-old daughter being attacked on the school bus by a group of boys in Homestead, Florida. A group of boys. That's what you want to call them? I didn't think they like to be called boy, but anyways, at least one of the students involved has been arrested. A 14-year-old student, okay? I guess he was upset because the 9-year-old was taking too long and he was going to end up missing 5th grade math. I'd say joke, not really. The mother said her daughter is a 3rd grader at Coconut Palm K-8 Academy, but one of the boys who assaulted her was in the 8th grade. See if he gets past that. I got sent the video of my daughter getting attacked by the older kid, the mother, who wanted to remain anonymous, told a local 10 News. Footage shows 2 boys standing over the girl and repeatedly hitting her while she holds one arm over her head trying to protect herself. Yeah, it's pretty disgusting. I don't recommend watching it, but for completion's sake, if you want to. Like, they go two-fisted just right over top of it. It's an actual nearly full-grown kid, 14 years old, beating up a 9-year-old girl, bro, and nobody's really getting involved, which I don't blame them. This is kind of Homestead, and one of those kids might be strapped or have a knife. Just saying, it's Homestead, and if you know the area, you know the area. No other students or adults intervened to stop the attack. Instead, they gathered around in a circle, standing over the helpless girl. The 2 boys that attacked the girl were 14 and 7. Oh, so that balances out. So then they can take on a 9-year-old girl. Yoy. Never, ever. I don't know if this needs repeating, but sometimes you have to restate the obvious. Don't hit girls. Never hit girls. If you find yourself in a situation where a girl is throwing hands against you, remove yourself from that situation. If she continues to follow you, you get to a point where you can create separation, or you pull out your cell phone and you start recording the interaction, because nothing good will come from you reciprocating force if you're a man in that situation. Absolutely nothing. You'll end up having to justify that till the end of time, because that's the society that we live in. Women get carte blanche. Anyways, back to a little kid getting beat up. Oy. The mother also confirmed that there were at least 2 adults on the bus as well. Yeah, one probably was whatever the equivalent of a air marshal, a bus marshal for, Homestead public schooling. Sheesh. And the bus driver themselves, obviously. The incident took place at 4:10 p.m. on Wednesday. Late in the day. According to Miami-Dade Fire and Rescue, they stated that they checked the 2 boys for injury. Oh, sorry, did that little lippy girl, did her head bruise up your hands or elbows? Oh man, we'll make sure to provide you with gloves next time. All ages are on that bus, and it's overfilled. So what, they were trying to pack her in there to make more room for everybody? What's the justification? The mother told Local News 10, it's very crazy because there's all this yelling going on the bus, and 2 adults on the bus driver and the bus aide only sit in the front. Ah, shit, we ain't getting paid enough to break that up. Fuck that. The mother also explained the reports that this is not the first time an incident occurred with her children on this bus. Holy. We've had issues before with my sons and the kids on the bus, and this also in the cafeteria and at dismissal. So are your kid... I don't want to ascribe any motive, but given the fact that we're kind of lacking at this point in time, are your kids the instigator? We can kind of tell by the way that this story is being constructed. You know, it's not like a father's there to instill any strong morals or any sort of discipline. So I already drew the line, and I was on the phone with the district. I spoke with somebody from the district, and the only thing they could advise me was to continue to speak with the principal and pull up a bully report. No, that's like actual assault. A bully report? Yo, that's a little bit stronger than bullying. The mother pressed charges against the 2 boys involved and the school. Fair enough if you had some people that were designed to quell any sort of violent activity on the bus and they abdicated their responsibility. That falls on them, the district, the school, whatever's there. And then the 2 kids, hey man, they're throwing hands like that. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You got a pretty good case, given the fact that, yeah, there's some recordings going on. She said she has spoken with the principal, assistant principal, and the counselor at the school, but still nothing has been done. The principal suggested that withdrawing her kids might be the best option because the school is overwhelmed. Yeah, and if you have repeated problems over and over and over again, if they're not going to do anything about it, you're going to have to do something about it instead of just complaining about that. Her children have only been enrolled at school for 3 weeks, and they've had multiple problems already. Yeah, it might be time to seek alternatives. Taking care of our children, you're responsible for them, she said. Well, they're also your kids, and you're responsible for them, but asking a single mother to take responsibility, that's a tough ask. That's what they have a job for. Not only to teach them, she doesn't want kids at all, you can kind of tell. But if you see anything going on in your classroom, you don't necessarily have to physically intervene, but call somebody who can. Yeah, just keep on calling people until you get this train of individuals to just onlook. I call somebody to start the popcorn popper. You call another person to bring the bags, and you bring another person in that has a bunch of salt and butter. Is that what you're wanting? Just continue to call people until somebody can show up. Because if somebody's child ends up dead, it's on the school. And we've seen time and time again, like there are physical interactions inside school. The examples are numerous. There's one video that I seen of some kid getting beat in the head with a broom inside of a classroom. Just absolutely wild scenarios. Some other kids throwing furniture around. Some girl, probably the most recent one that I seen as well. Some girl just walking around a classroom just beating the brakes off this dude, and he's just covered up and walking back, and he's like, you better stop. You better stop. You better stop. Gives her about a good 15, 16 shots, and then all of a sudden he just comes around with a nice stiff right, and she flattens down, and then everybody wants to hop in after all of the problems are done and dusted. Are we getting to a point? Are we getting to a point with public schools where metal detectors are a bridge too far, but you want every room to have a bouncer of sorts? Is that what we're dealing with now? How about instead of that, we get to the root problem? These unstructured children living in broken homes with the single mothers running the show so sloppily, just continuing to push lack of responsibility, lack of accountability. I would guarantee just about everybody involved in this situation comes from a strong, independent queen. Mother mentioned that she didn't want to criminalize any other children, but she wants a safe and secure environment for kids so this doesn't happen again. Well, it's already happened to your sons, who you apparently don't care that much about. Like, it's already happened multiple times before. Okay, cool. So they can go out there and suffer, but... And yeah, I don't want to downplay the fact that this, 9-year-old girl ended up catching a beating, and this is when you're starting to chime up? I don't know, man. Miami-Dade County Public Schools say the incident is under review to determine whether the employee near the students will face disciplinary actions. How about making sure that those kids that were on that bus, never come back to that school system? You have to lay a strong foundation in order for anybody to take you seriously. Miami-Dade Public Schools, Miami-Dade Public Schools, okay, is aware the several video clips showing students from Coconut Palm K through 8 Academy are circulating on social media platform which promotes prohibited unsafe behavior. Yeah, throwing hands on a school bus. Pretty bad behavior. Additionally, those individuals will be disciplined according to the Code of Student Conduct. You're out. You're out, man. The safety and well-being of our students is of utmost importance. Yeah, sure. The school district goes to great lengths to promote the values and restraint and respect as well as using social media responsibly. What, now you're going to try to criticize people for putting this nonsense on blast? Okay. We ask the parents to reinforce those principles at home. Yeah, but single moms are so tired, man. The girl has scratches and bruises and a bruised head, back, and shoulders from the assault, according to her parents. This kid is just beating my daughter senseless for no reason. She can't defend herself, said the children's father. Well, there is a father in the picture. They had to wait all the way to the end. She's a little girl. How is this acceptable? You know, if I was that kid's dad, I would be on a warpath right now. But in case you wanted another incident why public schools are absolute cancer, you can see how they're more concerned about why did you have to air out our dirty laundry all over social media, okay? We were going to deal with this by ourselves, even though there's the history of violence, okay, going on here. Why you got to do that to us? We're just trying the best we can. We're just an overwhelmed public school district. So yeah, man, you got a 14-year-old black kid beating up a 9-year-old Hispanic girl. But it's just white boys being white boys, apparently. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.